There is an invisible challenge that life makes on us. It's invisible, but it's not something we can ignore. Just because it's invisible doesn't mean it's something we can disregard. It's invisible, but it's ultimately all powerful in the sense that if we ignore it, it will be to our ultimate detriment. None of our endeavors will come to anything. If we try to base these endeavors on a position where we're actually ignoring the challenge that life is making on us and trying to make out it isn't there, which is what we all do. That's what lies behind the attraction of gameplay. So on the one hand, there's an invisible, indefinable challenge that life is making on us. And we could say it's kind of equivalent to the existentialist idea of angst. It's hard, it's suffering, it's a bad one. That's why you want to ignore it. And one way to very effectively ignore it is to redefine reality entirely and say, well, this is what life is all about, and make up some kind of game. Then the game has challenges in it. Oh, you have to do this, you have to do that, you have to do the other, you have to get your leaving certs, you have to get a good job, etc., etc. You have to fit into society. And society is the game, therefore. Get society, all the goals within the social system are ultimately meaningless. They will do nothing for our soul. But we assign meaning to them, and we pretend that there is great meaning in them for the sake of escaping the tough one, escaping the existential angst that is there all the time. And existential angst isn't satisfied by games. Games are evasions. If I'm sitting here and I'm feeling the angst, on some level, I might not be feeling it consciously. That would be unusual for me to feel it consciously. Usually it gets sublimated. But suppose I'm sitting here as I am right now, feeling the angst. I might try and do stuff. Oh, I know I'll do this, or I get another idea. Oh, I know I'll do that. No matter what I do, no matter what strategy I take up, no matter what way of looking at things I devise, none of that's going to do a damn thing when it comes to the existential angst. The reason for this is that everything I do comes out of my thinking, and my thinking is a separate deal to reality. Thinking isn't homogeneous with reality, it doesn't lead on to reality. It's an abstract map. Isn't to say it isn't useful, as long as you remember it's a map, as long as you remember it's a menu and we don't eat it. But to have these two things, you have the map or the model, which is nice and neat and unambiguous. And if only we just had to deal with that, there wouldn't be this dreadful angst. And the reason there is angst because there's pressure on us and there's no logical answer. Logic is all we know. Rationality is all we know. So as soon as we try to think up some kind of rational response, we automatically into a game, we're automatically into an evasion. Anything that wouldn't be a game would be when I'm not trying to deliberately think, I know I'll do this, or I'll do that. We're living in a very small portion of ourselves. We're living in the West, or in the global megaculture, as it more properly ought to be called, as it's no longer contained in the West, unfortunately, it's spreading, it's contaminating. We are pretty much reduced to thinking machines, and the other faculties are ignored. As a result of this, we are more vulnerable to the demand life is making on us. We're vulnerable because we haven't got a clue how to respond to it, because We don't respond to the challenge by thinking or manoeuvring or being clever. Being clever is always escaping. We respond to the challenge by taking it on. So it's like, here's a problem. It's not really a problem because there's no solution to it, but it comes across as a problem. So it comes across as a problem, we try to solve it. And maybe one day we realize this isn't solving it if we're self-aware enough. If we're not self-aware enough, we'll keep on trying different things, or we'll double down on what we're doing, or maybe we'll just take up cruder and cruder strategies to become unaware of the big issue, the big thing that's happening in life, which is something we can't define and something we can't say what it is. I mean, you can notice this, how remarkably good people are at defining life or defining reality and saying what it's all about. You can't stop them. They open their mouth and splurge out all this stuff. Everyone you meet throughout history, all this splurge, what life is about, what you should do, what you shouldn't do. It's all lies. It's all stuff out of our thinking, out of our fragmented, unreal picture of the world. It's all nonsense. There is nothing to do. There is no purposeful maneuver. There is no hacks. We can't hack life. Completely unhackable. We might think we've hacked it and straight away get a big euphoric upsurge. Well, hey, this is great, we'll say. But that is a false, it's a false game because the euphoric upsurge is followed by a downbeat, downsurge, a downbeat kind of dysphoric counterpart to the upsurge. I'm getting somewhere, fooling myself really. No, I'm not. That's all rationality, that's all a life hack will ever do. They're all cheats, they'll always disappoint us. We're trying to find an easy way out, and we're so stubborn in our refusal to accept that there is no easy way out of life. There is no trick, there's no key, there's no nothing. But on the other hand, there doesn't need to be a trick. Life isn't about tricks. If we weren't so stuck in the rational mind, in the rudimentary little executive decision-making center, if we weren't stuck in there and thinking that everything depends on us making the right decisions, all of our decisions are completely nonsensical. They don't make sense within an unreal game. So if we weren't like that, we'd have more of us on tap. Let's just suppose that, you know, we're not living in the West or the rational megaculture. We're living in some kind of more traditional culture. In that case, we have other aspects to ourselves that are in play. There's other things in our life apart from trying to think our way out of it. Thinking ain't so great, really. Even when we do think our way out of technical problems, we're still just left in this position of being a miserable thinker. Eh, it's like Robert Wyatt says, "What is a soldier with what is a soldier without a foe? What is a thinker without a problem to solve?" And there is no problem. We make up the problems, psychologically speaking, in terms of what we see as being worthwhile putting our energy into, purely for the sake of avoiding growing, because what the demand or challenge that's being made on us, it's nothing specific. Oh, it's not like society says, you have to be like this, you have to be like that, you have to do this, you can't do. That's the petty-minded lower analog of life's challenge. The petty-minded lower analog of life's challenge is merely just brutal mechanical compulsions that are senseless, brutal mechanical compulsions. We have to do it, but actually it's meaningless, not going to get us anywhere to actually embroil us further in all that mechanical stuff, but we have to do it. We have to. So we do. And if we can't, we suffer cruelly if we're not able to obey the compulsion. But when we look up a little bit from the lower analog world where everything is a kind of crude caricature of kind of the world of Platonic ideals, if we could put it like that, the way things are in themselves. If we could look back to, if we could raise our vision from the petty to the cosmic, to the bigger view, then we could see that the demand that is being made on us is not to do anything specific, but just to take a risk, do something, to become more, um, realize more of what we could possibly be. And we only do that by taking an interest in stuff other than what the thinking mind. The thinking mind is not curious, it's a tool to help us benefit us. It's a tool to stabilize the status quo, the equilibrium system. Thinking mind isn't curious. You might think it is, but it isn't. It's just nosy. It's just looking for ways to play its games better. But the whole of us is curious. It's interested in stuff. Everyday life throws us into a routine. That's not interesting. There's nothing to be curious about there. It'll swallow up our life. But there's part of us which doesn't give a damn about that routine, and we're looking at angles sideways, and we kind of think, I wonder about that. It's kind of like children. Children are like that. When adults, we get it. When we're adults, we get it knocked out of us, and we turn into rational robots. And that's not an exaggeration. There's a thin veneer of spontaneity on all of us, generally, but it doesn't go deep because we haven't nurtured that wellspring of spontaneity. Nowhere in society do we see that being nurtured because it's too unpredictable, too unruly, too unsafe for the logical system to be indulging that type of thing. But really, the demand that's being made on us, it's like, I don't care what you do, just do something. Break the pattern, be different, don't be like everyone else, take a chance, take a risk. And really, it doesn't matter what we do as long as we are wholeheartedly interested in life and do something on that basis rather than trying to cautiously maneuver using our thinking. But instead of growing, instead of copping on and just responding to life as a whole rather than a fragmented rational part, we try to respond to life's challenge by making up our own picture of what life's about and what's going on, and then getting lost in that particular game.